Hello there, friends. It's me, Rabbit Fighter 13, and I'm starting a brand new Minecraft Java world with a special mod pack that I've put together, and you've probably seen similar ones to this one. Um, this particular mod pack that I am running, I call it Wildforge, and it's based around Create. That's the number one mod, but then some other sort of fun mods as well as backpacks, um, supplementaries, waystones, the journey map, but also immersive aircraft is in there, and also some small ships. So the reason for all of these mods, and we're keeping the regular monsters, although I have the friends and foes update, which is kind of the also ran mobs that lost the votes for Mojang. So it's got like the copper golem and stuff in there. All right, so we're gonna run Wildforge here, and here it is. Ba-bam! I've already got this world I've been playing on. It's very fun. I'm gonna create a brand Nubian world, and I'm gonna show you kind of the idea behind this world. It is a survival world. This one is called Wildforge Garrison. It is difficulty normal. We are going to allow cheats. We're only going to allow one cheat, though. And the cheat is keep inventory after death. All I got to do is that one. If you have keep inventory on, it's fine. You die, you live again. Right? Now, the other thing this has is it is a large biome world, which means if we spawn in a desert or ice area, we're going to be walking for a while before we can even make a crafting table, which is potentially not a great idea. But it kind of adds to the early game adventure for me. I'm going to leave this random, and let's create the new world. Here we are back. So this is the world. It turns out I managed to start out right here on the plains, and you can see it's quite big and flat. I'm not a huge fan of the cherry. I like the cherry biome. I mean, it's kind of cool, the cherry trees. I'm having some lag, so I apologize for that. And I thought for a moment, I thought this formation was kind of interesting, but it turned out to be just nothing, just some random blocks. But I noticed there was some iron over there, and I wanted to get it, so I thought, okay, here's what I need to do is I need to make a workbench and a pickaxe really quick, and use that to get a stone pickaxe, and then use that to go get the iron as quickly as possible. I didn't end up smelting the iron right away. I kind of waited on that a little bit, but this is a pretty good beginning, and I haven't died yet, which is really good as well. All right, let's move on. It might be a good idea to kill me some cows. So here's one, and here's one. And did I get any more cows? I got a couple of cows. Early game, I don't feel too bad about killing the animals, but I do actually kind of worry. Like, I know it's actually not a rational fear that if you kill too many animals, maybe they won't come back. So I always try to hold off on those. But I knew that I was moving away from this area, so you might as well just get the resources while you can. All right, and here's the iron. Ah, it's a great find early in the game. Speaking of cows, let's get that bed set up. Oh, there he goes. That sheep took like 3 axe hits. And I got him. And then I got at least one other guy. Come on now. Boom. Alright, so what I'm building it here is instead of the classic bed, I am building a sleeping bag. This is from I think it's from Comforts, and this is a great mod because you can, without having to stop and throw your bed down and reset your spawn each time, you can just kind of sleep on the run. Alright, pretty cool. Climbing across the mountain. I was pretty happy to see that there were some spruce not too far from where I was. However, I forgot to get spruce saplings. So, it is what it is. Anyways, but I grabbed it and it's not too far away, so it's going to be within walking distance when I want to go back and get more spruce trees. I did have the situation where I started sinking down into the snow, and so I knew I couldn't hang around in the mountains over here. Or otherwise I would freeze to death, so maybe when I get some leather boots I'll come back. Alright, hang on. My next adventure was here by the river. I knew I had to cross, or at least follow the river to see where it went, and I thought, well, okay, I've got plenty of wood. And I know the river usually leads somewhere in the biome. If nothing else, rivers usually lead out of the biome or into the next biome. Well, they lead somewhere. So real quick, I built a boat, and I think I even built a stove, because I had all this extra meat on me at this point. And then I cooked it all up. And then once we got all of our stuff together, I took all this stuff back down, jumped in the boat, and took off. Oh, and this is pretty cool. As I was boating along, I found flax. So flax, I can't remember what mod it's from. I think it's from supplementaries, but it might be from Comforts. But what it is it's a cool plant because once you cultivate flax, you can turn it into string. And this is really great when you're stuck in like a really tough biome that, for example, no sheep live in, or you're having a hard time finding spiders. So we actually, once you have a flax farm, you can process it and process the flax into string. Unfortunately, all I have is the seeds, so I actually have to grow it first. I also, you can see I checked out this little cave here. There was nothing good in there. Alright, moving on. This turned out to be the end of the river. You can see that I've got in the upper right corner a little my journey map mod, and this is a pretty cool mod that kind of tracks your progress, and it has waypoints and other features on there. And I also have it matched with another mod called Waystones, and I find a waystone later on, so I'll make sure that appears on the video. Up here at the top of this hill, I noticed that there is what looked like to me a village. And after some climbing, some arduous, we're making it up the hill. I eventually get to the top, and there was indeed a village up here. I did go ahead and raid a little bit of the village. I went ahead and found... Oh, look, another cow. Oh, got him. Got him! I know that I'm never coming back to this area, so the cows, I'm afraid it's time for you to die. I looked at the other cow in the ravine, I'm like, he's safe. He's fine. We're not going down there. But down in the village, I checked it out. I grabbed a bed. I looked around for a chest or anything, if there's anything interesting in the village, and I didn't see anything, although I didn't do a thorough check. I think this is the first house I checked. This guy, he was like selling leather stuff. So I'll have that. Yoink. There we go. The sun is going down. And I didn't actually think to grab some of the crops at this point, but I actually ended up going back and turning around and grabbing some crops. I mean, obviously you can get the wheat seeds from just about anywhere, but this village turned out to have they had both potatoes and carrots, so I grabbed one of each. I didn't want to starve them out, or leave them wanting. So I grabbed some potatoes and carrots. Then I found on the other side, I found moo blooms. These actually come from the Friends and Foes mod. These are all the outvoted mobs that Mojang didn't add. And it has like the copper golem, moo blooms, and a couple other creatures. The Iceologer, for example. And I didn't kill the moo blooms or anything like that. I really like them. I decided finally that I think this is called a sunflower forest. Or sunflower plains. But just on the other side of it is a flower forest. And this is where I decided that I was going to settle. And the other thing I found is right inside the flower forest, as I was adventuring around, I found a waystone. So waystones, they're really cool. They work really well with the journey map. It's one of the first mods that gets recommended on CurseForge, so if you're getting stuff on CurseForge, you'll probably see waystones. I really like it. It's what it does is it has these sort of random monuments, and when you click on them, they activate and you can teleport to them. But you can also, and I didn't find that out until today. I looked down. Oops, there's a ditch. Let's find the waystone. It's right over here. They don't appear, or at least they weren't obvious on the map, but I was just kind of trucking along, and I saw it. There it is, right there. Pretty cool. So I think I ended up knocking that flower out of the way, or no, I didn't. Just click on it. There it is. So it's at this point it's called Creo Zorur, and I thought maybe this is where I should settle, right here by this waystone. And I'm looking around, I'm like, yeah, this looks good. This looks like a good spot. It's kind of in the forest, but kind of in the plains. And I thought, okay, I'll just adventure around a little bit and see if I can find a good place to set my bed down and my other stuff. And you can see that it now creates like a little beacon that I can see from anywhere on the map. Well, not anywhere on the map, but most places on the map. And I'm flying around, or running around. More flowers. And I decided to try out the teleport capability because I wasn't sure how it worked. Now, here's a weird thing that happened. So I click on the teleport. Well, let's see. I'm looking in the caves. There's a big cave over here, like a big ditch. And I started to worry that maybe I was going to get separated. I thought, interesting, I think there's a mine down there. Although I don't have the a telescope or a spyglass or optifine zoom or any of that stuff. So I think that I saw some mine stuff. But there's also azurite, which is one of the create mod elements. And I noticed it was getting dark, or starting to get dark. was looking ominous. So I thought, okay, let's teleport. And here's what happened. I got stuck inside the Waystone. I can't get out. I'm like, I'm in it. I'm inside the Waystone. I think what happened was I'm not sure if it teleports you inside the Waystone. I'll have to do a test. But what I ended up doing is I just grabbed my pickaxe and I pickaxed the Waystone down, and I go, okay, I guess the Waystone is ruined. Give it a moment. Yeah, I couldn't get out. And it's getting dark. But I broke out. Threw down my sleeping bag. And I realized I had the Waystone in my inventory at this point. There it is. So basically I just chunked it right back down. Plopped it right back down. Because it's just too good. It's just too useful at this point to have a Waystone. So I moved it aside a little bit, I think. And then it allowed me to rename it. So I renamed it to what I'm going to call my base, which is Wildforge Garrison. It's the same name I use for the world. And there we go. So this is where I set up my base. So for this, I just planted my meager crops. I had some flax. I have 1 carrot and 1 potato. And I think I have, and a couple of grass. I had a couple of wheat seeds, so we threw down whatever we had of the wheat as well. So this is my home base as it is. There's no walls. I have ended up with a couple of chests, a bed, a stove, and a workbench. What's next, you're probably not wondering. Well, of course, it's caves. Went down in the caves. I knew I needed to get iron, and I also, because this is the create mod, I needed zinc and andesite. And so luckily there was a nice big cave right nearby, and I was able to go in, and I found a nice collection of stuff. Killed a couple of zombies, killed a skeleton, and eventually found a pretty good collection of resources. At this point, I was just sort of mining my way down a staircase, and I knew that I had to find iron pretty soon, and I found this gigantic cave down here. So I started lighting it up, and there's plenty of iron down here. There's also these clay pots. They're kind of, I think those are from supplementaries, but the clay pots are they have loot in them, which is pretty cool. So I built myself a little staircase back up, so I have a way to get back up to safety. And then I proceeded to kind of loot these caves a little bit, and I knew that if I could only get 3 iron, I would probably just build a bucket and fix up my garden, which is in pretty bad shape. But if I could get 12 iron, or even maybe a little more, what I would do is I would be able to, and also some zinc. I would need some zinc to make andesite alloy. I would then be able to start the create mod, which is basically to build some andesite casings, to build a mechanical saw, and to get a wrench and a crank handle and a couple of other things going. And it turns out I got plenty of iron, so you can see there's all kinds of iron down here. I ended up with 17 iron total, and a good little bunch of zinc as well. And I was able to use that to pretty good effect. I did not get killed, which is great. There's some zinc right there. So I survived. Very cool. All right, so after I found all this stuff, I went back up on the surface. On the surface, I kind of faced my first real danger. I heard the telltale signs of illagers nearby. So I came up and I saw that I was surrounded by red, and I thought, okay, well, it was dark when I came up. There might be some spiders or creepers or something. But if I could just easily, kind of take those guys out. But no, it was illagers. And it was just a scout party. They didn't have the banner. I don't know if you can see the guy on here, but I can just barely see him. And I thought, okay, well, I have no weapons. Like, my axe is on its last pieces. So I threw the iron into the stove here, into the furnace, and real quick made myself a sword and made myself an axe. I think I might have made, I think I made myself an axe. They were on the other side of some trees. Luckily, the other cool thing about the just the forest biome in general is, if they don't see you, they don't see you. So I don't even know if some of them may have even wandered away. Maybe that's why I didn't see the guy with the banner, but he wasn't there. So once I got all my stuff together and I cleared out my inventory a little bit, just in case I got killed, if they surround you, and there's a good chance they can kill you. I think everybody has been killed by illagers at this point in their lives. I have no armor. I've got a stone sword and a stone axe. So I snuck up, and I know he's right behind those trees right there. And I also made an amazing discovery. So there they are. Boom. Die, jerks. And I just gave them one each. Give them a swipe each. And then I just thought I'd wait to see how they come to me. And sure enough, they came over. I was hoping to sort of like get the guy bound up around the corner. He was still shooting me though. He was still sniping me. You can see my health is down to about half. Then I ate another pork chop. And there he's back again. Hopefully he doesn't shoot me again. He shot me again. So then I went looking to see who's left. Okay, I killed 2. I think there might be one guy left. Am I right? This was amazing discovery for me. So I think the guy's gone, but I realized there's a ruined portal. I set my whole base up within 10 meters of a ruined portal. So I thought, okay, that's one of the things I'm gonna really need is gold. So I just grabbed this gold block. Can change that into bricks. You need that for crate because you need that for the goggles. And then I got, okay, there's some armor. Wouldn't have been great if I had the armor for the battle. And there's a sword of, I think it's a sword of slashing. But a golden hoe of mending. Hey, neat. Neato. So, did a little quick perusal. Didn't see any more trouble. Came back here, and then I got started on my Create Mod stuff. Now, Create Mod is pretty easy to get started. Although I had some trouble struggling to find I thought, I'm just going to start right off with making the mechanical press. It's like the first thing you need. You need this mechanical press, and it requires 9 iron, which is, that can be a big hurdle to get over. But remember at this point, I had 17 or so. So, and there's my iron. It's all cooked. I took the opportunity to throw my zinc in there as well. And I made this. This is how you start out. You have to get andesite, so I used diorite to make some andesite first. But you change your zinc ingots into zinc nuggets. Like that's a big part. There we go. There's my block. And at this point I thought I could do it. I was missing a crucial ingredient though. I'm like, where is it? It's called a mechanical press. If you can just spell it correctly, Peter. Nope, nowhere to be seen. I mean, it's probably sitting there in the just enough items menu somewhere, but I didn't have all the stuff for it. I hadn't remembered that I needed to start out with andesite casings, because that gives you the achievement, you've entered the andesite age. They're pretty easy to make too. So you take the zinc ingots, and I'm still cooking them, as you can see, and you change them into zinc nuggets. So I made, boom, 46 nuggets. So that makes a lot of nuggets. You split the nuggets in this kind of configuration like this, and then you add andesite on the other side, and you get andesite alloy. Once you have your andesite alloy, you need some stripped logs. So I had to go find the log real quick, because I had mostly unprocessed wood. So I thought, okay, I'm going to get some logs real quick. Whoops, there goes my axe. Got a spare. Grab what I could, threw down my logs. 1, 2, 3, 4. There it is. Stripped them all down. Bop, bop, bop. And bop. And then you just hit them with the andesite alloy. So here it goes. Ping, 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 ping. Like that. And now you can see I got the advancement. And you've entered the andesite age. So you grab those up. And at this point, now it's unlocked all the recipes. Okay, so no problem. Go back to the workbench. Open it up. Mechanical. There it is. I could already do the drill, but what I really want is the press. The press is the one I need. And I realized I didn't have a shaft, so no problem. I can make a shaft. I couldn't remember how to do it at first. I knew it was 2 andesite alloy, and I'm putting them together. I'm like, does that make a shaft? No. Does that make a shaft? No. It's actually vertical. How about... Nope, not like that. How about like this? There we go. And you make 8, just like that. So then it's just a matter of putting it all together. There's my block of iron. There's my andesite casing. Couldn't remember the order that they go in. And then there's, you put 1 shaft out of, you just made 8, so block of iron goes at the bottom, and there's your mechanical press. This is the best way to get started, and then you got to put it somewhere. Unlike, it's not like a 1-block solution. You actually have to get this, and you actually have to set it up. And in order to process materials to press them, you actually have to throw them underneath. And this particular press that I have, I didn't build the handle yet, so I need the crank handle. All right, so let's go build one of those. So I go crank, C-R-A-N-K, there it is. No problem, it's just 3 wood and a piece of andesite alloy. And pop the crank handle on there, boom. And now when you turn the crank, the press thing will come down and it'll flatten stuff. Now, for the saw, and the saw is the coolest of the items. The drill is cool too. Like at this point, I actually have enough. Once I get some redstone, I will have enough to make a tunnel bore. But all you need is, I'm gonna need 3 flattened iron sheets and 1 iron ingot, and I have the iron to spare. So here's the, whoops, I picked it back up again. Let me try it again. I tried to do 3 at once. This did not work. Although it did work for one of them. So I got 1 flattened iron sheet. Let's throw down another. Bonk, there we go. And then the third one. There we go, and then it's just a matter of putting it all together. Alright, so you take your, this is the blade. This is the core, and then where's the andesite casing? There it is, I got the device. So this is pretty cool. You can use this, and also I'm gonna reuse the handle. I'm gonna just pop the handle right back off the press here. Oh yeah, I had to get a wrench too. So the wrench uses, you can see it's using flattened gold. This is really useful. Also, there's a set of goggles that I didn't make, which also uses gold. I'm gonna have to get some sand and make some glass to make the goggles. But when you have the goggles on, you can actually read the stress units and the speed settings. Here's what I realized: you got to pick up the gold before it'll look like let you make more. So I clear out my inventory. All right, here we go. Crank, crank, crank. There's number 2. Crank, crank, crank. I think, well, hold on, I picked it up. Try it again. Crank, crank, crank. Bonk. There we go. There we go. It's getting dark. I always get worried when it gets dark. Call me a wuss, but I don't have any walls. Like, there's real danger for me. Alright, here we go. Alright, putting the wrench together, whoops, spell it correctly, is pretty easy. You need a cogwheel, which is easy enough to do. And you need the 3 gold. And I could totally use that apple. And here's all you gotta do. So there's one of these big annoying trees where it's kind of sprawling out everywhere. You pop the saw right on. You can see the saw blade is connected. Get your crank handle. Whoops. You need the crank handle. That's the other reason you need the wrench, because you can take things right off with a right click. Alright. Spin the handle. Tree goes away. And you just collect the whole thing. Alright, pretty cool. And by this time I'm starving. By the way, manually cranking the handle is worse than running as far as like exhausting you. It'll exhaust you pretty good. And my inventory is once again too full. So hang on. Throw some stuff in the inventory, in the chest. Grab them. There it is. So that's it. That's the create mod. Alright. Hope you enjoyed this. I will talk to you later.